Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to upload your field boundaries to your Soilmentor account. So field boundaries are what we call the border between each of the fields on your farm. And it's really useful when you're doing your data recording and analysis on Soilmentor if the field boundaries show up in the map view of your app. So once we've uploaded them, they will appear here alongside your soil sample site. So it's worth noting before we get started that you're only going to be able to upload as many field boundaries to your account as there are fields on your account. If you're not sure how many fields you currently have recorded on your account, you can go to the fields list here. So there might be 100 fields in your farm, but if those fields aren't in Soilmentor, then you're not going to be able to upload field boundaries for them. You can see in this instance, I only have 2 fields on my farm in Soilmentor, the Marshalow field and the Swan field. So these are the 2 fields which I want to be uploading field boundaries for today. So there's a good chance that you will have already mapped your field boundaries digitally of your farm somewhere on another piece of software at another time. That's absolutely fine. On Soilmentor, we've tried to make it as flexible as possible so that you don't have to redo this work. So what we want to do here is upload a KML file, and that KML file will contain the field boundaries for your farm. So whatever software you might have used before to map your fields, there will hopefully be an option somewhere on that software to download a KML file. And then all we'll have to do on Soilmentor, if you've already done that, is to click the Upload Field Boundaries button here, browse your computer for that file, and then upload it to Soilmentor. Now, the really key thing here is that on that file, it doesn't matter how many fields are on there, but the fields that relate to your fields on Soilmentor must have the same name. So if the fields in the file don't have the same name as your fields on Soilmentor, Soilmentor won't be able to recognize them and it won't upload your boundaries for you. So no worries, if you don't already have a KML file, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm going to show you how to map your boundaries from scratch on Google Earth. Now, this might be the easiest option for you anyway, or if you're just doing a few fields, then that's fine. So I'll show you how to do that now. So all we need to do this is Google Earth. So I'm going to go to Google Earth here. The first thing we want to do is to find our farm in the world. So just search it here, just like you would do in Google Maps. And now we're oriented at our farm. You should be able to see where the fields are that you want to map. So before starting to draw our field boundaries, the first thing I'm going to do is click New here. This starts the process of creating a new KML file, which we will then upload to Soilmentor. There's 2 options here to save it. You can either save it to your Google Drive or just create a local KML file on your browser. So that's what I'm going to do here. After creating the project, I'm just going to see that it has started it down here, and I'm going to rename it so I don't lose track of it. So I'm going to call it Soilmentor Field Boundaries. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the draw tool on Google Earth to draw the boundary around my field. So that tool is up here called Add Path or Polygon. I'm going to click it. I'm going to zoom in on where my field is. And then by clicking around the field, I'm going to draw my field boundary like this. So you can be as detailed as you want with this. I'm just going to do it quickly. This. And then once you get to the end of your field, you see it allows you the option to close the shape. So that's what we're going to do here. So now we've drawn one of our field's boundaries. You then see that this box has appeared in the top right corner, and we're going to click Save to Project. Now, this is the point at which we can name that field boundary that we've just drawn. And remember, we want it to be exactly the same name as our field in Soilmentor. So just to double check that we're getting that right, I'm going to go back to Soilmentor and go to our list of fields. I've just drawn around a Marshalow field, so that's what I'm going to name it in Google Earth. Marshalow. Hit enter, and that will be saved as part of our KML file. If we go down here, to our file, we can see that the Marshlow field boundary now exists. I'm going to just repeat that again for our other fields. So I'm going to click Add Path of Polygon. I'm going to draw around our field here, like this. I'm going to close the polygon there. I'm going to hit Save to Project. I'm going to name the polygon the same as our field in Soilmentor. So that was Swan Field. And I'm going to hit Enter to save it. So that's all the boundaries that we're going to draw today. So the next thing to do is we need to download this KML file so that we can upload it to Soilmentor. So down on the KML project down here, you'll see these three dots. I'm going to click those three dots and press the Export as KML file button. That will download the KML file to our computer. Now, if we go back to Soilmentor, I'm going to go back to our map view. I'm going to click the Upload Field Boundaries button. And I'm going to browse our computer for that file. So if I hit Browse, I can see that Soilmentor Field Boundaries file that we downloaded is in my Downloads folder. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to click Upload. Cool. So we can see that two fields have been updated. This message up here. And if we scroll down to our map, we can see that those two field boundaries that we just drew in Google Earth have been successfully uploaded to our Soilmentor account. And we can now see them and visualize them in our map view. So that's probably all you need to know for now. But as we know, mistakes happen and things change. And so we might want to, in the future, make a change to our field boundaries that we've uploaded to Soilmentor. If you need to do that, no worries. All we need to do is upload another KML file. So say I thought I had uploaded Swan Field here, but this field actually here is Duck Field, and Swan Field is up here, always getting those two fields confused. So we want to change the location of Swan Field to be up here instead. So to do that, all we need to do is upload another KML file. And to make that KML file, we're going to go back to Google Earth. So you can either, if you still have the project, that's fine. You can continue with this project. We could go to Swan Field here. We could delete it and redraw it. But in fact, it doesn't matter if you have an existing KML file for your farm or not. We can start totally from scratch. Soilmentor allows us to do that. So to demonstrate that, I'm just going to delete this whole project and start a new KML file from scratch with the intention that we're only going to update Swan Field. So I'm going to create another KML file. I'm going to rename it Swan Field Boundary. Swan Field Boundary Update, about that. And now I'm going to draw around the real Swan Field. So let's draw around the real Swan Field here. Going to save it to project. Going to call it Swan Field, exactly the same name as in Soilmentor. Going to hit enter. Going to download our KML file like that. Now, note here that we have not mapped Marshlow Field here, but that's fine. What Soilmentor will do is it will see the update to Swan Field. It will use that, but it will leave Marsh Field as it was. So we go to our Soilmentor map view, click Upload Field Boundaries again, browse our computer, select our Swan Field Boundary Update file, hit Upload. So we can see that one field has been updated and that the location of Swan Field has changed from this big field here to this small little field here. And that our Marshlow Field stayed exactly as it was. Cool. So I hope this tutorial video has been useful. If you have any more questions about uploading your field boundaries to Soilmentor, don't hesitate to get in touch with us.